Hey guys, Scott's Football here, back with another video, and today's video is the Premier League score predictions for game week 9. Last week it was international break, of course, so there was no games on, and 2 weeks ago a lot of the games happened, and my team Wolves off 3-0 to Manchester City. So right then guys, let's get straight into this video. First game is 12:30pm tomorrow, Arsenal versus Spurs in the North London derby. My prediction for this game, I'm going to say both teams have had decent starts to the season. I think both of them are in the top 2 or 3. I think Arsenal top, or Man City gone back. I think Man City might have gone top, I'm not quite sure, or not. But I'd say 2-1 to Arsenal, I'd say. Because they've had a slightly better start. Next game, Bournemouth versus Brentford. Bournemouth have sat the manager Scott Parker. They had a decent 0-0 draw against us. I can't remember all the other results they had. And Brentford, they've had a relatively decent start to the season. Brentford had a relatively decent start to the season. They really have. Just looking at their recent record, it's good. They're off 3-0 to Arsenal, but other than that, and the defeat against Fulham, which they were unlucky to lose, they've played relatively well. Bournemouth in the last 3 games have been brilliant. They drew 0-0 to us, and we just couldn't score against them. They defended well. They came from 2-0 down to beat Forest 3-2. They drew, and they got a brilliant point away at Newcastle. Personally, I can't see much in this game for either side, so I'm going to say 1-1 draw. If it was Brentford's ground, I would predict a win for them. Next game now, we've got Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. You could say it's a London derby, but one team is in South London and the other's in West London, near the River Thames. So Crystal Palace have had an alright start to season, only 1 win, but they've had 3 draws and defeats to Arsenal and Man City, which you probably expect. And Palace were 2-0 up against Man City, and he put up a very good fight from the 2 chances he had in that game. And Chelsea, they are in poor form, really. They have brought in Graham Potter from Brighton, and his first game is a 1-1 draw, a very disappointing result for him. And they keep, and I don't think they've had a clean sheet this season. Well, Everton they did, but other than that, they've been quite sloppy, haven't they? So overall, I think Chelsea will get the win, but will concede 1. So Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 2. Next one now, Fulham versus Newcastle. Fulham had a brilliant start to the season. I think they'll stay up this year. 3 wins, 2 draws, and they had 2 defeats. Well, they lost to Corey in the FA Cup, but that's not really a concern for them, as their priority is not the Cups this season, it's staying in the Premier League. Lost 2-1 to Arsenal, good fight. Lost 2-1 to Tottenham, good fight. And they turned the game around at Forest. So brilliant start to season. Newcastle, good start as well. But I've noticed only 1 win, and the other win they had in the AFL Cup against Tranmere, and they've only lost once, and that was against Liverpool, and he battled ever so hard and conceded in the 98th minute. Oh, and I don't think they deserve to beat it, but they could have beaten us in that few minutes. They really could have done. So here, my prediction is going to be, but you know what, I'm going to say Fulham 2, Newcastle 3. I can't see a lot in it, but I think it'll go Newcastle's way. Next game now, Liverpool versus Brighton. Liverpool themselves, after the first 6 games they played, they're 8th, not a brilliant start to the season. And Brighton are 4th, and they've had a good start to the season. Unluckily, Graham Potter's left to Chelsea. It's no brainer for him, more money as well. I still can't get over why this at Thomas Tuchel. Just because they're going through a good run doesn't mean he can't turn it around. And Brighton have got a brand new manager now. They have. I think he's some kind of foreign manager. I don't know what his name is, but someone called Roberto Di Zebri. he this is him here. We get him up for it. That's him there. He was at AC Milan. He spent most of his career in Italy. He spent most of his career in Italy. And he was a Ukraine national team as assistant where he ran 5 years. So I reckon here it'd be a tough game. Going to take a lot of time getting used to things and life at Brighton. So I reckon 2-1 to Liverpool. I'm going to say a win for Liverpool, but it won't be an easy game for them. Next we're on to Southampton versus Everton. Southampton have struggled to start the season in 14th place. The thing, they lost 4 to Tottenham but led, 1-0 to United, 1-0 to us, Wolves, and they lost 1-0 to Villa. They're not losing by big amounts apart from Tottenham. They're a fully side, aren't they, Southampton? But they're a good side, but don't play well the next minute. They beat Leicester 2-1, and they drew the Leeds 2-2. It's vital. They both came back from 2-0 down. A vital point for them in that game. Against Villa, Villa were slightly better, but it wasn't a very good game for either teams. And on Everton's part, you look at Everton's part, they've had a relatively good start to the season. You'd think so, the players have got in, and Frank needs time, doesn't he? Everton 13th, decent. They've had a lot of draws, and you have one win against Everton. The other 2 games they were very unlucky to lose. So overall, I'm going to say nothing much between either side. Still 1-1 draw. Next game we're on to is my team, Wolves. Both sides have had a very good start to the season. West Ham 18th, Wolves are 17th. Surprised about West Ham start the season because they're always doing really well. They've done well in the Europa Conference League. Both were down to win the league. And Wolves, worst scoring record in the league so far, joined by West Ham. But we've got a slightly better goal difference, but not by much. We lost against Man City. We did that. Had a sending off, which killed off the game in the second half for us. But overall, not a very good game. And we need to start scoring, but we got the best defence. So tomorrow night, I'll see one of West Ham that edge it slightly. But overall, if they don't turn up and don't win, I reckon a 1-1 draw. Next game now, we've got Leeds versus Aston Villa. Leeds have a good start to the season with the amount of players they have brought in. And they lost to Brentford. They lost to Brighton. But overall, they've not had a bad record to the season yet, really, have they? Not a bad start to the season for them, really. And Villa, there's a lot of regards around Gerrard out. They haven't had a great start to the season. They have one decent ball against Everton and Southampton, but other than that, they haven't done that well. No improvement for them, really, is there? So I'll say Leeds 2, Villa 1. Not much in it between either side. But I think Leeds will like the essay. Next, Man City versus Man United. Can Haaland get another brace or a hat-trick in this game? And Man United, their manager just get manager of the month. So I don't know if they're going to step up here against Man City or not. But it'll be a very tough game for them. I reckon Haaland could wipe the floor with him. There's no Harry Maguire. They haven't got Man City. It's not going to be easy. It could be tough for them with no Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw playing for Man United. So overall, 3-1 Man City. Man United. Next game, Leicester versus Forest. 2 teams with not a very good start to the season. Leicester bottom, 10 goals scored. Scoring ain't a problem for them. Conceding is the problem. They've lost the last 6 matches. Terrible record and 1 draw against Brentford. And Forest, amount of players he spent. 4 defeats in a row and only 1 win this season. They've had 5 defeats, 1 draw and 1 win. So overall, not a very good start to the season without the players he brought. What I've yet to here is he signed 2 players, and if you go down, they all leave, and there's not much room for all players to play one game and get in the side each week, is there? So I reckon this game is a local derby really. In the FA Cup last, Forest won 4-1. So I reckon this game is going to get a bit of an upset here. I know Leicester promised they'll give Brendan Rodgers more time, but I'm going to say Leicester 1, Forest 2. They're going to surprise people. So I'll wrap this video up now. So I hope you all enjoyed the video today. If you did enjoy the video, do get a like, do subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications every time I make a video. I'll be back on Sunday with my 26-man England squad, what I reckon we should choose for Mason players that stay at home or go on the plane, and what players I would like to be called up. So see you all soon, guys. Have a good one. Bye, everyone.